Raise your right hand, repeat after me. I, James P. Trestle,
I, James P. Trestle,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I shall faithfully and honestly
that I will faithfully and honestly
discharge the duties
of
the office of Lieutenant Governor of the State of Ohio
the office of Lieutenant Governor of the State of Ohio,
and shall support, protect, and defend
and shall support, protect, and defend
the Constitution of the United States of America
the Constitution of the United States of America
and the Constitution of the State of Ohio,
and the Constitution of the State of Ohio,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Congratulations.
Lieutenant Governor Jim Trestle.
Governor and First Lady, I can't thank you enough for this blessing and opportunity, and I'm totally humbled and excited. Here we are on Valentine's Day, Woody Hayes' birthday. Doesn't get much better than that. My dad would have been 100 years old on Abraham Lincoln's birthday 2 days ago. Thanks so much, Carly, for the beautiful national anthem. It was awesome. Thank Jim for the wonderful invocation. We go way back. Roy, you'll hear from. John and Tina, thanks for answering the call to serve our nation. It's incredible. Bruce, wherever Bruce went, oh, there he is. Bruce was our IUC, Inter-University Council president, and so I worked for him for nearly 9 years. Whenever his name would ring on my phone, it was like the principal was calling me into the office. So I appreciate you. But the thing that makes it so exciting for me is because I believe in this dynamic duo. He has spent an entire lifetime making a difference to the Buckeye State. He truly follows every day that belief that he wants every single person in this state to reach their God-given potential. He spends every day making sure that all of us Ohioans are safe. We have the things that we need, and that we handle the crises that inevitably come our way. I've only been with him for 5 days. I've known him for years and years. I've never seen someone know more about so many things. There's times I think I have no chance. I don't know if I could learn that much in 695 days. It's amazing. To making every day in the remainder of his service a day that takes Ohio forward. And I want to be a part of that. I want to learn from him and serve with him and see where I can be helpful. when he did spring this on me not that long ago, I said, well, obviously I have to talk to Ellen. And so I called Ellen and took a deep breath. And she said, well, it sounds like God has more work for you. And I know how you feel about Governor DeWine. And I think you can do a good job. So here we are. The Bibles that we were sworn in with, which are seated right there, she didn't know I was bringing them, but the large white one there is her family Bible from her mom and dad. And the other one is a Bible gifted to us from our dear friend and fellow Buckeye, John Maxwell's Leadership Bible. And he shared with us when he gave it to us that everything he learned about leadership, he learned from that book. And so that's a special moment for us. I've called home Ohio for many, many years. I was born in Painesville, lived in Mentor, lived in Massillon, lived in Berea, lived in Akron, lived in Cuyahoga Falls, lived in Greene Township, lived in Oxford, Ohio, lived in Worthington, Ohio, lived in Columbus, Ohio, lived in Upper Arlington, Ohio. Well, I haven't even been to Youngstown yet. Lived in Youngstown, Ohio, Boardman, Ohio, and Canfield, Ohio. That's quite a few. My mom and dad grew up in Ada, Ohio, so I'm a Northwest Ohioan. And my mom's parents grew up in a little town in southeast, just over towards Zanesville, called Gratiot. Has anyone heard of Gratiot? Yeah? There's an exit. I don't know if there's a town, but there's an exit there. And I think I've been into every high school in the state. And this is home. And as Jim Schmidtke said, we live every day with an attitude of gratitude. We talk about it all the time, and our guys have heard it every day. I'm sure they were sitting here when I came up to the podium saying, these people don't have any idea. They better get comfortable because Coach is getting ready to have a team meeting. They don't know what they're in for. But we started every day together at Youngstown State for 15 years and at Ohio State for 10 years. And we started every day with quiet time. Because you have to begin thinking the right thoughts, reflecting on the big things. And in our quiet time every day, these guys had to write down one thing they were grateful for. And my prayer was that they would do that the rest of their lives. Because if you begin your day with an attitude of gratitude, and you remind yourself that there's way more blessings than there are hardships, that you'll be able to handle the hardships as they come. And so there are so many things that I'm grateful for, beginning with my family. We all love our families dearly, and I think about my mom and dad and great Buckeyes. So he went and served in World War II. My mom wanted to go to college, but the rivet factories needed her. And then when there were casualties mounting up, they needed more people to go into nursing school. That's just who they were at that time, and that's what they did the rest of their lives. And I'm so grateful that I could watch them. I had two older brothers, educators. Amazing. So grateful for them. This one, she's been amazing. Every day I give thanks that she came into my life. Our children, Zach and Carly and Eric and Sophia and Whitney, and got three little grandkids, Jonathan and Rosemarie and Frankie. Frankie's 20 months, and I told them to bring him. They said he would disrupt. I said, well, I got all my players here, they disrupt. You know, don't worry, we don't mind disruption. So grateful for my friends, so many of you out there. It's incredible. And for my teams, coaches, players, support people. These guys know every single person on that team, whether they taped your ankle or cleaned the locker room or served you, coached you, encouraged you, mentored you. Every one of them are important. I'm so grateful for the teams at universities serving in administration.
Sponsored, skipping 19, play the next 10 for next button, skipping 15.
One sandwich that
Sponsored,
says, this
skipping
guy
5.
appreciates wild-caught Alaskan fish.
Skip button. Loading.
These guys taught me is that if you love one another, regardless of where you came from, what you look like, what you believe, if you love one another, it's amazing what you can accomplish. And I'm grateful for them. I'm grateful for the governor's team. I've gotten to know, I hope they don't quiz me on names, but I'm telling you what, I've never seen a more thoughtful, gracious, welcoming group, and brilliant. Every meeting I've gone into, I looked around and I said, I'm the guy in the room with the lowest ACT score. That's daunting. That's daunting. But his staff is on a full sprint to make every one of these days in the DeWine administration impactful on Ohio. Gotten to know the directors. Every citizen should spend the 5 days I just did. Trying to learn about what everyone does. It's incredible. I don't think our citizens understand the service of all the different agencies and the responsibility and the complexity, the enormity of what these agencies do to keep us safe, to give us opportunities, to allow us to try to realize our dreams. And the directors of those agencies are incredible leaders. I've worked with Lydia Mahalik for a long time, known Mike Duffy a little bit, working with higher ed. Getting to meet some of the others. Andy Wilson was in a suit and tie doing push-ups to start the meeting. It was incredible. The depth of the knowledge. And I could name some of the directors, but I haven't got them all down yet, so don't quiz me. But Ann Vogel came up and said one of the best things, and I'm not even sure, what's Ann's agency? EPA. Ann Vogel came up to me and said, Coach, we're in the fourth quarter of the DeWine administration, the last 2 years out of 8. And she's like looking me in the eye, and we're going to win in the fourth quarter. I said, man, that's my kind of girl right there. Yep. She's amazing. I can't go without mentioning my guy J.P. Nassif with Jobs Ohio, because what Jobs Ohio, the administration, the legislators, the agencies, Lydia's group, all that, what they have given us the chance to do and be in the future in the state of Ohio is frightening. And I know John and Tina worked on that night and day. I don't know if we realize how good we can be. And they've done amazing things. I've had a chance to meet the General Assembly, and I've worked with legislators before, but I got a chance to sit down with them and, think about being willing to go and represent a group of people and learn about what's important to them, learn about what they need, and go and make sure that voice is heard. And they're extraordinary leaders. Got to meet the leaders. We met Rob and Phil, but Matt, who's not here, I don't think, and Allison and Nikki. We've got tremendous leaders in our General Assembly. And what I guess sometimes we don't know as private citizens is how hard it is to put that whole puzzle together. But that's what they're here to do, and I'm here to see if I can assist. My brothers in the media back there, I kind of missed having those press conferences where I was trying not to answer things. I kind of missed that. I miss you guys. That's been fun. But we need you. We need you to ask hard questions. We need you to inform the people. We need you to do your job well, just like everyone else needs to do their jobs well. So, fellas, I won't give them a whole team meeting, but I'll leave you with this promise. In our staff room, we had 2 signs for 25 years. One was a quote that I attributed to my father. I'm sure he didn't say it first. But the quote was, "They don't care how much you know until they know how much you care." And we wanted to challenge our staff to make sure that our guys knew that we loved them. Sure, we had to evaluate their performance, but we loved them. Sure, some of those guys gave me this gray hair, but we love them and always will. And we can accomplish a lot if people know that we genuinely care. And then the other quote was a quote by Albert Einstein, and I don't know where he coached, but I thought it was a good quote. And he said, "Concern for man and his fate must form the chief interest of all technical endeavors. Never forget this in the midst of your diagrams and equations." We had a lot of diagrams and equations, X's and O's. But what Einstein was reminding us, and what our staff had to read every day, was concern. We all have a lot of technical endeavors. We have budgets, we have this, we have that. But we've got to make sure The concern for our Ohioans and their fate, their future, is our chief concern. And sometimes it doesn't line up with what individually I'd really like. Maybe it doesn't serve my needs. But the chief interest and the decisions we make need to make sure that we've kept in mind the needs of all of our Ohioans. A lot of my friends back there, and even some of my friends in the General Assembly, asked, well, why do you think you're qualified for this? I don't know. But I'll promise you this. I can listen. I can learn. I can love. And I can apply all the lessons that I've learned from those guys and my friends and all the people I've been blessed to work with. And I can apply them to see if I can be a positive part of an extraordinary team and have an extraordinary 695 days. And as Ellen said, with all things, with God. You never want to follow Ellen. Right? With God, all things are possible. Thanks so much. God bless you, and we'll work hard.